Good evening. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Tom here. Phil's somewhere sunny himself on a beach. I presume that's 2 weeks in a row that he's missed a Monday night. So he's probably enjoying a beach and a pint somewhere nice. But get your comments in, guys. As we always say, it's Monday night. It's your chance to get your opinions in of everything that's gone off over the last couple of days since we played QPR. But for now, it's 7:30 and it's time for the Monday Night Fanzone. Let's get some hellos. Hello, Nathan. Hope you're okay. Evening, Fee. Good evening, Mitch. Happy birthday to Ross. Yeah, happy birthday, Ross. Great to see you, Tom. Thanks, Neil. Good to have you on again. Hi, Carmen. Good to see Ross again. Evening, Maz. Evening, Mark. It's great to have you all on. Well, Monday night, Phil would normally be here, but like I say, he's off tonight. He's having an evening off and a relax before the week ahead of Villarreal on Wednesday night and Manchester City in the Community Shield on Sunday. Over the course of the next half an hour, we're going to talk about QPR, pre-season in a whole, what's everyone's opinion of how it's gone, and a look towards Villarreal on Wednesday night for our final pre-season game of the season before we try and win some more silverware on Saturday. I've got a guest for me. There's supposed to be two, but really, I don't know where he's bailed by the looks of it, or he's gone on the beach too. But I've got Jack to join me. Evening, Jack.
Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well.
I've got to put this on because my mate's not going to. Good evening, Rob. Thank you for this. Evening, Shrek. So everyone knows my nickname, Shrek. My Sunday morning football nickname was Shrek. Hey, it's out there now. Everyone knows. Hey, cheers, Rob. Thanks for that, mate. Later, Saturday. Yes, Saturday. What's Inter Shield tickets? Yes, tickets are now gone general sale. I'm surprised. I'll be fair play to all the general public, the ones who can't get tickets. Your opportunity is now to get tickets to see Leicester at Wembley in a chance to win some silverware. I know it's not the FA Cup, and I know people would love to have been there, but it's another chance, and I'm surprised they've gone on to general sale. And I think there's about 8,000 tickets odd left for the game. So get yourself a ticket at £20 a ticket to go to Wembley. It's a bargain. I know it's a bit of a hassle if you ain't taken your double jabs. I haven't. I've only had my first one. So, but for 20 quid, you go and see the Foxes at Wembley. What a chance. Get yourself down there. Evening, Dave. Intar's had me. Take the cap before makes it. Thanks, mate. Right, let's talk about it. Jack, you're at QPR Saturday, mate. General opinion, I think I sat in the first half and I was a bit worried if I was honest. Yeah, we didn't seem to create many chances. Vardy had one, what he scuffed wide, and Tillemans had a second chance. But I think we're more worried by the performance in the back line because we looked very shaky without Johnny Evans in that line. How do you feel the first half of QPR went on Saturday? Excuse me.
We had more chances than what we've had against Wycombe and Burton. We created more. It was great to see Harvey back and people like that. I just think Johnny Evans makes Cags and Fofana look world class because of the experience and the composure that he's got in the squad. I think without Johnny Evans, they're very here, there, and everywhere. They seem to not know where they need to be at the right times, and I guess in the end, we conceded right before the last minute of the first half, which was a shame. Obviously, Charlie Austin came to bite us again. So it wasn't the least expected thing to happen because we all knew as Leicester fans what Charlie Austin is capable of.
Hey, Charlie Austin must be kicking himself considering he nearly joined Leicester for 15 million, was it, before we signed Leonardo Joe at the season of the Great Escape season. God, he could have gone on to win a Premiership medal, eh? God, old Charlie Austin decided to go to QPR because apparently there was more money at Loftus Road. Hey, how things could have been different, Charlie. But he does always pop up. We all know Charlie Austin. He's a goal scorer. He's getting on a bit now, but he still knows where to be in the box. And like I say, I do feel like Johnny Evans just makes whoever he plays at that back line tick. I mean, Sancho, look, has been brilliant since he's been playing regular for us. We all remember his first game of the Wolves at home in that 0-0 draw, but he was outstanding at the back leading line. 2-0 win, weren't it, when he played in that game? Sorry. And he was outstanding in that line. And then we've brought in Fofana. And in some ways, for me, Fofana's probably jumped in front of Sancho in the pecking order in the centre half when people are fit, if he's playing a two, because I feel that he probably reads the game better than Cags does. Cags is very good at brawling and getting involved and taking on the big boys, but Fofana, we have a Rolls Royce of a defender at 19, 20 who could get better and better if he continues that way. Another player who played on Saturday, his first game or second game of pre-season was Ryan Bertram. What's your opinion of him going forward? Because he looked threatening going forward at the weekend.
I just like how Ryan Bertram plays at left back. He's very composed. He's got the experience side of him. He knows what to expect when it comes to them sort of levels of play. And he's very good on the ball. You know, he's not a panicker where he feels that he has to get rid of it straight away. He knows where to put it at the right times and who to pass to. And I guess he's a very good talker, because I noticed against QPR, he was talking to Cags, talking to Fofana, speaking to Ricardo and telling everyone where they needed to be. And I think that's what Johnny Evans offers as well. He's a very good leader on the pitch because of the whole of the experience that them sort of players have got. And I guess that helps the younger players improving their own game as well as others.
There's more man that's, he's just left Crystal Palace. A name's been put in there. Gary Cahill is available. Let me just add him in. He's here now. Rudy's turned up to play. You've been let out to play now, Rudy. Did you ask your mum first? Can I come and play?
Yeah, I made sure I was not going to get interrupted. So.
Yeah, so we're just saying, like, Gary Cahill, the name's been bombarded around, seeing that he's a free transfer. And by someone's put earlier, Johnny Evans, Marcus put Johnny Evans as big doubt and probably won't make the beginning of the season, I think Rogers was saying. Starting with you, Jamie, would you take Gary Cahill, even if it was for a season, just to cover us for the time being?
Yeah, obviously, he's not been as spoken about because obviously he played for, I think, is it Crystal Palace the last few seasons, and it's something you don't really hear about much. But previously for Chelsea, he has been like a massive rock for them, and he is, like I say, experienced. I would take him. I would. He's going to be like a Johnny Evans for us. He knows what he's going to do. Obviously, he'll have to step up because obviously it's a bit of a jump from Crystal Palace to a Leicester team. But yeah, it's something I'd take, and like you said, it's a bit of a bad news that Evans might not be back for either start of season or whenever he's back. But yeah, I would take KO just for the time being because we need a new centre-back as well anyway.
Jack, would you take him? Because I think we all know at the moment, Brenda's been quite honest and said that there's not a bottomless pit of a kitty to sign players when we're still talking about a right winger. I can't see the club going out and spending more than probably 30 million if that's the case on any player they bring in. So would you take Cahill or is he over the hill?
Cahill,
no pun intended.
Cahill, it's about age. How old is he now? Is he 35? 35?
Yeah, 35. Yeah.
Let's look at Gary Cahill in his football career. Started at Bolton. He's won all them trophies at Chelsea. He's a trophy winner. He's won FA Cups and that with Chelsea, I think. He was a second to John Terry as captain of Chelsea. And he did very well at Chelsea. He's won trophies and he knows what it takes to play in the Premier League. People will be put off the idea of the age 35, but I guess a season's not as bad as 2 seasons. So, yeah, I'd take him for a season if it meant saving the money and bringing in an experienced player who can help the younger players improve.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people put in there, Cahill didn't get much game time at Palace, also getting on a bit. Very similar in there. Patrick Cahill was another Bennett. He can't be that bad. Ryan Bennett was just awful. So I just read that Real Madrid are interested in Wesley Fofana. Let's just not forget this is Real Madrid who haven't got no money to buy any players as well. So where they're going to get 80 million pound from, the same as Barcelona, they've got no money. They can't find that kind of money to buy players at the moment. So that's not going to happen this year. Go through the team. Great to see Tielemans and Barnes back. I thought Barnes was superb in the 45 minutes. I mean, considering we talk about other players, it was their first run out, so they didn't really shine. I thought Barnes and Tielemans looked like their old selves, ticking that midfield and really making things happen. Reedy, what was your thoughts on both of those players on QPR the weekend?
Well, when I saw the lineups come out and Barnes was in it, I thought wait, wow, because I honestly thought he was still injured, and obviously he came back. He didn't have many minutes, but obviously 45 minutes obviously showed that he's still getting there and he's getting back into full fitness, and he looked like he was his old self. Obviously, his shooting wasn't the best, I guess, but he's obviously still trying to get back into full fitness. And with Yuri Tillemans, he just looked like it was himself really controlling the midfield, even though not Crystal Palace, I've done that as well now. QPR, their midfield was actually quite good that game. It's just, I think Yuri, even though their midfield was quite good, I think Yuri did still do what he can do and try and help the team get forward, really. So,
Jack?
Barnes, to say with his first game back, you could see the pace in there again, the way he likes to get forward and get down them wings and taking players on. Yuri Tillemans, same old, you know what to expect from him, and he did exactly that. It's good to see that our stronger players are coming back now. Obviously, Kasper Schmeichel's now back in training, so that's good for Leicester City Football Club. We don't have to worry about playing Jakubovic or Daniel Iverson in goal now. Danny Ward's back as well after a fantastic spell in the Euros with Wales. Tillemans and Barnes, they need minutes under their belts, and it's going to help them with the visit to Villarreal on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the games coming thick and fast now, especially with the weekend, and then we have a week before we play Wolves at home, the first Premier League game. So the lads to get 60 minutes, 65 minutes in the belt was massive for most of that first team. We then changed it around. I thought, actually, the second lot of players in the attacker sense were probably the better players. One lad in particular, Andy Meadows, had pointed out, was KDH. What a performance from the young man when he came on. I felt like him and Albrighton probably turned the game in some ways. They really grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and went, now we've got to battle more, we've got to win more of these balls. And the quality he's got, for his goal, especially to propose himself and the ball broke to him, but keep the run going was brilliant from him. And the pass from Albrighton for Daka, what pace he's got. We talk about Vardy and pace. Daka looked like he's got even more pace. So what's your thought really on KDH? Were you impressed with him? And do you think he will be in around that first team squad, as Rodgers has said from the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I honestly think he will stay. I think he will probably be getting close to the first lineup. I think what we were missing against QPR was an attacking midfielder. Obviously, we did have Yuri in that sort of position, but I think he was trying to protect the back line a bit more, then be a bit more attacking. That's why we weren't getting much up front. But obviously, when KDH came on, it looked like we had someone to push the ball forward. And obviously, I think he set up 2 of the goals pretty much. And obviously, the other one was his goal, I think. So, yeah, it was good to see him. And I think it's now you see him, like I said on the other day, I said, now you're seeing him come into the squad. I don't see much reason why we need to keep Maddison, because he just looks like that sort of player that we've got already, and we don't need to keep him if we don't want to stay. But by the looks of it, he does want to stay. But yeah, I'd keep both of them, because I said that both players can be used for different sort of games that might be suited to their style better. But yeah, I think you need to stay.
I mean, we talk about players coming and going. I mean, if we look at it, someone just put him on there. Where's Mendy? Sadly, I think Mendy might be leaving. I don't see it keeping him now. Same with Chowdhury, might go on loan somewhere. I mean, someone's just mentioned one of my players. We'll talk about pre-scene in general and players that have stood out for me. I mean, obviously, Daka stood out at the weekend. But this young man, Samora, what a signing this kid is. What a player. In 3 games, even the Burton way, he wasn't at his full potential. What I saw at Wickham and what I saw against QPR, some of the passing this boy's got on him. He isn't just a 5-yarder, win the ball back and break. He can move with the ball. He gets past players. He wins it back. What have you thought in the 3 games that he's played of? So I'd say Bakarako Samora. I can't say it's that hard. It's one of those names that I'm going to have to learn my head off. What have you thought of him, lads?
Good.
Go on, Jack, you start.
He's like a Paul Pogba of Manchester United, big lanky, got a bit of spaghetti legs like a Sol Bamba-esque, but a midfielder sort of version. He's
Can I just mention a name, Jack? Who he reminds me of? And I'll remember, because I remember seeing him playing at Filbert Street, Patrick Vieira.
Yes. He's that sort of commanding midfielder like Wilfred Ndidi. I think that's where Brendan Rodgers is trialling quite a few of this transition sort of thing in the squad. I think, where is Brendan going to look at next season? Where does Maddison fit in? Obviously, Tillemans is back now. Is Boubakary Soumaire and Wilfred and Ndidi going to play as a partnership next season with Tielemans further forward? What's Brendan Rodgers is thinking? Because now KDH is back. It's about strength and depth. And I think that's what Brendan Rodgers' main key was this season in his transfer window, to bring in as many players as he can to fill the positions that we've been missing last season and the season before, to help us push towards the Champions League, which is the target this season.
Jack, was this about a speeding ticket? Jack's little gym has speeding ticket. Thanks, Hayley. Anything to say on that, Jack? Or
no, just pass it on.
Oh dear. As we say, we move now into Villarreal on Wednesday night. What will be a very tricky tie. And as we know, for me now, I was very surprised we'd even have picked a Wednesday night game, seeing that we got Man City on Saturday in the Community Shield. Do you see it very much he will pick his starting 11 for the weekend and give them another 60 minutes and then drag them off? Or do you think it'll be a mixture of teams before the weekend, Reedy?
I honestly think it will have to be the starting 11. Obviously, I've said it throughout the whole pre-season. He slowly brought his full 11 from the start to beginning, with a few extra players starting to become the main squad. And then finally against QPR, we had a full 60 minutes of that pretty much main squad, obviously without Schmeichel and all like that. So I think now against Villarreal, we need pretty much our full lineup. Maybe not for the full game, but I think against Man City, it will have to be just the completely full lineup. Because we know, but like I said, with Soumer, it's hard thing with, because we've got so many midfields. It's Soumer and Ndidi, and you've got Tielemans, but then you've got KDH on top of that, and you've got Maddison on top of that. It's a good thing now, because even though if you see Soumer's there without Ndidi in the squad, you'll know that there's a reason why we've dropped Ndidi in there. Oh, sorry, out of the squad for maybe the next game, or maybe you'll bring him in as a sub to come in after 45 minutes. It's a good thing that we've got. And like I said, I think we do need to put our main team out, and I think it has to be. It has to be, because we need to see some momentum coming into the Premier League first team.
Vardy and Daka, or Vardy and Nacho at the week on Wednesday night?
It's hard, because I honestly think Vardy and Daka will be a good partnership, because obviously now with Vardy kind of, I wouldn't say slowing down, but because of how he plays now, he comes short a bit more, tries to win the ball in the air and flick it on for someone. I think that might be a good idea, but obviously I do like the fact that Vardy could be our super sub and come on the 60th minute. So I'm not too sure. And obviously Barnes start, you can't really go for a two-striker formation if Barnes starts. So it's here or there. Do we go 3 at the back, or do we go 4 at the back? So it's all depending on, I think, the opponents, to be honest.
Jack, I mean, we just mentioned formations. I mean, Brendan Rodgers is very well known for playing this 4-2-3-1. He likes to play that 2 solid in midfield and have the midfield pivot with the 2 wingers and a striker up front. We saw last year we had to go more, was it a 3 or a 5 or a 3 in the middle, then 2 and then 2 up top, because we didn't have the players left to play the formation he wanted to play with the amount of injuries. Where do you think he'll start the season, Jack? Will he stick to a solid back 4? And is that the way forward back into the way Rodgers likes to play football?
I think now he'll look at it, due to obviously last season we had all these injuries, so really we had to play players out of position and that, just to fill the positions. He didn't really have a choice. He had to go 5 at the back because he didn't have enough defenders to cover. So Wilf had to drop into the centre-back role. So did Amati. I think this season he can be more comfortable and look into it in a more positive way. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers is known as the tactician as a manager. He knows when to change a game in a more positive manner. I know some Leicester fans can think he can be negative at times, but so can every manager. I think with Vardy, Brendan wants him to play not just as a goal scorer, but you can see Jamie Vardy's different side of his game, which everyone don't seem to think that he has. They just put him down as a goal scorer. I think now Leicester fans are really starting to see a different side to Jamie Vardy. He can play in a different way, an assister like he did for Kel last season. More winging role maybe. But I think Daka, it reminded me of Jamie Vardy of the old, run into the penalty box and get the goalkeepers to take him out. I guess that's where Daka's going to look at it more next season, in getting these runs on these defenders. And if the goalkeeper's going to take him out, he's going to take it, ain't he? So that's what Jamie Vardy used to do in the Premier League winning season and win quite a lot of penalties. Daka might take that on board and think, you know what, I'm going to give it a go this season as well. if it means getting a few goals, then so be it. But Brendan, like you say, likes to play 2 centre defensive midfielders. So does that mean Sumer and Wilfred Ndidi, James Maddison or Yuri Tillemans? I think I prefer Yuri because James Maddison and Yuri don't play well together when they're on the same pitch. I think you've got to play them one in one game and one in another. Winging position, Ricardo Pereira for me, with Albrighton is like a backup, and Harvey Barnes is back as well, so he's going to make an impact this season as well. So it's a good headache for Brendan Rodgers to have this season. You know, the strength and depth is there now, and he can use it, and we'll have more of a encounter in the cup competitions as well, like the Europa League and that. So,
I mean, I think we've all said, you know, that last season especially, we struggled with injuries. The squad basically was on its last legs going into that final 4 or 5 games. And yeah, the heartache of missing out on Champions League football again was, I think, all there to see with Tillemans on the final day of the season in tears leaving the pitch. And I think he's felt it upon himself that he'd let the fans down, that they hadn't made it. Because really, he was the only one who walked around at the end to clap the fans again, say, like, teary-eyed, say, sorry. I mean, we talk about the formations also we've seen in pre-season. He's played a 4-3-3 at times, so and played Tillemans in Didi and Samaras in the middle of the park. So it'd be interesting if he even goes to a 4-3-3 at times to try and keep these 3 midfielders in there. Daka, for me, well, what can you say about him? He looks quality. He was composed to put the ball away for that finish. How many players would you see him trying to take around the goalkeeper there? No, I'm just going to slide this one through and into the net. It's going to be an interesting next few months. I mean, we go into Wembley on Saturday. We're all going. It's nice to see you boys there again. We were at the FA Cup final. We were lucky enough to be there, one of the 6,000 fans. This time around, the opportunity for more fans to be in there, and for some reason, the fans aren't snapping the tickets up like I thought they would. Even Man City fans are still got about 4 blocks empty in the upper tier. Are we looking forward to Wembley? Are we looking at will we be disappointed if we lose the Community Shield like we did against Man U a few years ago? Or are we just looking at it's a pre-season game and it's a day out on the lash? Really?
I honestly prefer to beat Villarreal than Man City. I don't know why. I think it might be just the competition. We're in the Europa League anyway, and it's like they won the Europa League last year, and it's something that we need to know that we can see beating them sort of teams to know that we've got a chance in the Europa League this year. Also, I think we'll have, but just teams like Slavia Prague, we just thought we were too easy for them, and it's something that I feel like it's a must-win game for us against Villarreal. Maybe not Man City, because like I say, Man City are a team in the Premier League that, yes, we've beaten before in the past, and it is a one-game cup really, and whoever wins it wins it. But like I say, I'm excited, but I'd rather beat Villarreal than Man City, in my opinion, anyway.
Jackie boy,
it's about competing with the best, isn't it? The European champions are coming to play at the King Power on Wednesday night. Obviously, Vicente Iborra is coming home to Saffron Lane, so it'd be nice to see him again. Captain role, yes. Did we treat him badly than what we should have? Yes, I thought he could have had a bit more of a job at Leicester City. Obviously, previous managers like Shakespeare and Puel didn't see the talent that Leicester fans seen. But that's long past us now. We need to move on from that. We've got Yuri Tillemans and that since then. We've come more up in the squad. If you need to beat the best, in Villarreal, beating them would prove that we're capable of beating anyone in Europe. Manchester City as well, they're a European side, so why can't we go and beat Man City? I'd rather win the Community Shield than that flower vase against Burton. I know we've won the Community Shield in 1970s, but why not go and win it again? Let's go and beat the best teams in Europe, and let's show what we're about, starting with Villarreal on Wednesday.
I mean, for me, especially after pre-season so far, to go up against Villarreal is a massive step up in all accounts. Mm-hmm. I think from what I've seen so far, there's things we've got to work on. One being our passing and crisping it up a little bit, because I think over the 3 games I've seen, we've looked very rusty getting the ball around the park. Probably a bit slow at times getting the ball forward to Vardy and to Daka when we have moved it into Nacho. We haven't moved the ball quick enough, where teams have dropped way back so quickly, basically nullifying anything threat we had. So going into the Villarreal and Man City game, hopefully these two now, where you'll find teams, Villarreal especially, will probably come out more, give us that little bit more space, and being friendly, I think they'll be more open. then we go to Man City, and we know against the bigger clubs that we always seem to play better for some reason. But that's probably down to the fact that they won't come and park the bus and put 10 men behind the ball like we did last year at Etihad, and we won 5-2. And Sterling got the arse, and everyone got the arse because we parked the bus for 90 minutes and won. Because apparently, and that's not football. But hey, a win's a win. Let's look at it this way. It's going to be another roller coaster of a season at Leicester. Prediction-wise, where are we all looking at finishing, boys, before we go tonight? I'm just getting it in early. I know we'll talk about it in the next couple of weeks, but where do you feel this team can go and really strive now? We've made some signings in the position probably where we needed to. Reedy, I'll let you start, mate.
It's head over heart at the moment. I honestly think we won't finish top four just because all the other teams that we've been competing against the last couple of years have strengthened. Obviously, United now got Sancho and Varane. Yes, we're still going to be above the Arsenals and Tottenhams, but it's going to be a lot harder season for us to stay in the top four. Like I said, the last 2 years we've been stuck in the top four until like the last minute, but I don't think we're going to be stuck in there all season like we were the last 2 years. But I want to say top four, but just with how the other teams are doing at the moment, I think we'll just miss out again. But hopefully, I think we'll get the Europa League title.
I think that's the one we're all after, the Europa League title, because it's a step into Champions League. Jack, what do you think, mate?
I think this season, with his strength and depth, what we've been needing for the last 2 seasons, missing out on Champions League, we need to start putting it right. And that was getting the squad depth in this transfer window, which was the main key for Brendan Rodgers. And the fans, he's obviously heard us. So we've been heard. He's done what we've asked of him, and hopefully we can take that into next season. I'm not going to say Champions League too early because it always seems to let me down in the end when I get too confident about it. But I'm going to go top 6. I definitely think we can win a trophy this season. I think we'll take the Europa League more seriously. We've got to defend the FA Cup, haven't we? So why can't we go and win the FA Cup again this season? And start with winning the Community Shield against Manchester City. Because we're a good side. Patson Daka, I think he'll have a mint season this season in that green kit. So let's just go and take everybody on and take it game by game. And let's improve our second half of the season, because we don't seem to improve. We seem to slow down in the second half of the season. Let's speed up, take teams on, and let's enjoy the ride.
I mean, you was going to say, thought about the season. Yeah. Rodgers has always come out and said from day one, very shot himself in the foot, that his teams always get better as the seasons go on. It hasn't in the last 2 seasons, so it'll be interesting to see. What do you say, Reedy?
Can I ask, do you know the Community Shield, if we win that, is that a trophy for this year or the last season's year? Because obviously, I was saying we won a trophy. I was going to say, if we won it, like we say, we've already won a trophy. Is that for this season?
No, this be this season's trophy, man. So basically, the Community Shield is the curtain raiser to the football and the Premier League season, basically. Yeah. So if we win it on Saturday, that'll be one trophy for this season under the belt. What's massive for the lads, I think, and it might give them that little bit of confidence against a very good team in Man City, who will come down to Wembley to meet us. Lads, thank you for joining me as always. Really pleasure to have you on, mate. And are you at the game on Wednesday night?
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah. So
have a cracker night, lads. Sing your hearts out for a Bora, but not too much, eh? Let's get on his back a little bit. Yeah. Cheers, Reedy. Speak to you soon, mate.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
Jack, thank you again for coming on, mate. You do
Pleasure.
so much for this channel. It's much appreciated from everyone.
All good.
Enjoy yourself on Wednesday nights, and we'll see you down at Wembley Way, probably for a pint and an interview on Saturday, mate, because you'll be there, and all the boys will be down at Wembley this time. There's There's me, Jack, Reedy. Sadly, Jamie in the Fox and Arm, Shelby Stone in the Fox and Arm, and can't get over the game. What I'm gutted about, because I'd loved him to come over, but sadly can't make it. Phil will be there. We'll all be there on Wembley Way having a pint and a chat. Come and see us. Come and have a chat. You're more than welcome to. Jack, thanks again, mate, and we'll speak to you soon.
Pleasure. I'll see you in a bit, pal.
And that just leaves me to say thank you to you lot for joining me tonight. I know it's Phil normally. I've enjoyed it immensely coming on tonight and doing this for a bit of a laugh. Wednesday night, join us. We have full match watch along. I'm not travelling up from Redditch to Leicester for the game. I'm going to stay at home and enjoy it with yourselves. If you can't make it to the game, we will be doing a live watch along. Come and join us. And once again, thank you for your comments. Thank you to everyone who's come on tonight. Jack and Reedy, much appreciated on their point of view. Take care to you all. Stay safe. And we'll see you Wednesday night for another watch along. And Leicester Fan TV, it is always. Cheers, guys.